Hey guys, it's me Alana, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you 5 stores that'll probably go out of business before 2019. Before we get into the video, I would like to say please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe, and share this video with the people you know. Now let's get right into the video. The first store I'm going to be talking about is Sears. People have been shopping here for many years, and it did really good until the 1960s. They even created their own brands such as Craftsman Tools, Die Hard Batteries, and so many more. The reason they started to decline in the 1960s was because they failed to adapt to trends and failed to keep their brand relevant. Well, from the 1960s to the 90s maybe, they weren't doing terribly bad, but they definitely are not doing as good now as they were in the 1990s. Even discontinued that big wish book that they had in 1993, which they had been doing since 1933. You could even find all the wish books on this one website that I found. I don't know what the exact name is, but I will leave the link below. Well, anyway, continuing with the decline of Sears, earlier this year they announced that they are closing 57 stores, and they recently announced that they are closing 78 more, which leaves only 529 stores left in the US. The reason they're doing even worse now than they were through the 1960 to 1990 time period is because of online shopping and bigger competitors such as Walmart and Target. The second store I'm going to be talking about is JCPenney. This store has been around since April 14th, 1902, and they've always done good. They've been doing good for over a century. But then in 2008 they started losing cash. Then in 2011, things got a lot worse when Ron Johnson became the chief executive officer. Why did things get worse? Well, JCPenney got a new strategy, which everybody hated. He thought it would be a good idea to do a replacement of sales through coupons with everyday low prices. Then this year they announced that they are closing 8 stores, and they're probably going to close a lot more very soon. Another store that might go out of business soon is Claire's. I'm very surprised about this one because I thought this was a lot more popular than it actually was, because apparently people don't really shop there anymore. I mean, yeah, I stopped shopping there. That was my favorite store when I was 9 and 10 years old. This store has been around since 1961, and there's really not much history to this store. But this store has been closing a lot of stores since 2016. They closed 160. And in March of 2018, they filed into Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They're closing 92 stores across the US, and Claire's claims that the decline of their store is because people are not shopping in malls anymore. I also feel they're not doing that well anymore is because of the stuff that they sell. They sell toys and stuffed animals and things like that, but that's not what a teenager does today. Back then, in the early 2000s or late 90s, maybe a typical teenager ages 12 to 14 maybe would still have toys and things and collect stuffed animals or something. But that's not what teens do today. Teens aren't into toys anymore, and that they still sell stuff like that, and they sell more childish things, which isn't the audience they're looking for. The fourth store I'm going to be talking about is Gap. This store opened in 1969, and this store pretty much always did good, along with Banana Republic, which is the other store that they own. In the 1990s, Old Navy and Athleta opened, which is 2 other stores that Gap owns, and people started going there instead of Gap and Banana Republic. And once again, another problem is other competitors. A lot of people go to H&M and Forever 21, which is doing a lot better than Gap. This year, 2018, they are closing 200 Gap/Banana Republics. The fifth and final store I'm going to be talking about is Walgreens. Now, there's nothing really wrong with this store, but they are closing 600 of these which mostly is Rite Aid because, you know, Walgreens owns Rite Aid. But some of them are closing is because there are too many of them. Now, there's about maybe 8,000 in the US alone. I don't know if they have Walgreens/Rite Aid in other countries. They probably do though, like maybe Canada. But they're also closing because there's a lot of CVS's, and you know, they obviously compete with each other, which also is why they're closing so many. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And share this with all of your friends because this is one of my favorite videos, just like I said in the Toys R Us one. And if you haven't seen the Toys R Us one, go check that out. And yeah, I want to make this a series, but I don't really have a name for it. Like stores that are going out of business and like stuff like that. I want to make that a series, but I don't really have a name for it. So if you guys can think of any good names, comment below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!